If something were to happen tomorrow, would people in your life know what to do? Not what you intend to happen, but what would actually happen. Because those are not always the same thing. Most people I meet with have done a lot of planning. They've created a will, they've set up accounts, they've made thoughtful decisions, and that matters. But when we slow things down and walk through it step by step, a different question comes up. What would this actually look like in real life? If something were to happen, who gets called first? Who knows where everything is? Which account gets access first, and who has the ability to do that? That's where things either feel clear or they don't. I've seen situations where everything was written down, passwords were saved, instructions were too. But when something actually happened, their spouse was overwhelmed. They knew the information existed, but not in that moment. They couldn't remember where it was or how to get into it. Even logging into an account or receiving a passcode became difficult. Not because it wasn't prepared, but because the moment was real. I've also seen this happen where everything was explained at one point. They sat down together, they walked through the accounts, they talked about what to do, but that was years ago, and life moved on. So when the time came, they remembered parts of it, but not enough to feel confident. And that hesitation matters, because now you're trying to recall something important under stress without having used it in a long time. I sat with someone recently who had everything organized. They had a list of accounts. They had documents in place. But when I asked, who else knows all of this? They paused because their spouse knew some, but not enough to take over comfortably. So if something were to happen, they would be figuring it out while also dealing with everything else. And that's where it becomes overwhelming. And this is the part people don't always think about. A plan can exist, but that doesn't mean it's easy to step into, because real life isn't step 1, step 2, or step 3. It's everything happening all at once. If things aren't clear or easy to follow, that's when delay happens. Questions come up, and people start second guessing. So instead of asking, do we have everything done? A better question is, if something happened tomorrow, would this actually feel clear for the people involved? Because clarity is what matters in those moments. Not having a plan, but knowing how it works. This is usually where people pause because they realize they haven't looked at the plan and the future this way. They've made good decisions, they put things in place, but they haven't stepped back and asked, would this be easy for someone else to step into? And that's usually where a conversation makes sense. If you're not completely sure how this would play out, let's walk through it together. If this brought someone to mind, feel free to share it with them. I'm Vicki Jern, a financial advocate who helps individuals, especially as they get closer to retirement, make sure everything they built works together, even through life's transitions, such as the loss of a loved one, loss of a job, divorce, or caregiving. And you can reach out at bfinancialpartners.net or call me at 832-698-2010. Because when things are clear, decisions become easier. And don't forget to be financially prepared for today and the uncertainties of tomorrow.